Some pagans cook up the cage while he cooks up the bad acting. This is the Wicker Man on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Oi, 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 oi. Boy, when I say bad acting, I mean bad acting.
Hey, he was giving it all he got, man.
He wasn't, like...
My eyes!
He was trying so damn hard. I think he believed in the material. Because he was trying to own it.
He owned it.
He did.
It's not just the acting.
When's he going to own up?
The cinematography and the editing, like the sound design, was all competent, but the script, the direction, and the acting was fucking terrible.
It's awful. Oh, it's great, though. This is a clinic in bad filmmaking. Like, the fact that it didn't win the Razzie, I worry about Basic Instinct 2. Like, that is dangerous territory
that was worst picture.
Yeah.
And then the Wayans, Sean and Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, it was Basic Instinct 2, Little Man, Lady in the Water, which I have seen and is atrociously bad. It's maybe worse than Wicker Man. And then Wicker Man were the nominees.
Well, I think that any of the M. Night Shyamalan movies are really just sort of offensively bad.
Lady in the Water is an embarrassment. Like, it's the freaking Paul Giamatti. Well, it's not the movie we're talking about. But yeah. It's real bad. But Wicker Man is impossibly bad. So bad.
I loved it.
I loved it too. It was great.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. Just because, like, it just so doesn't make sense. The dialogue is so piss poorly written.
Well, when I read about it, that it was 80% of the dialogue was regurgitated from the others, like repurposed, basically.
It was just like...
It seems like that when you're watching it. Yeah.
Cut and paste. Like, I don't want to rewrite this line. Like, when he's at the late Sister Summerisle's house, and he's like, I'm here to see Sister Summerisle. Like...
Summersisle. Because that's easier to say.
Yeah. They just copied and paste that line, and all they could have had to do was say, I need to see her. Mm-hmm. Problem fixed. You didn't show up on your own accord to see her in that scene. You didn't.
No, you didn't. You got stung by bees and fell down a fucking hill, and then they saved your life. And then you wake up from almost dying and say, I'm here to see someone? No, we dragged your ass in here and saved your life.
You are here to see somebody. It's called a doctor.
Yeah. Ugh.
Stupid.
I thought, really... Right at the beginning, you see him, and he's the motorcycle cop, and they have that one shot of him on the motorcycle where, I'm sure it's a dolly. It's like the equivalent of a biscuit rig for a motorcycle, but he is like genuinely all smiles on that motorcycle. Yeah. You can just tell that he's like, I am so fucking glad I'm playing a motorcycle cop. This is awesome. He's just like fucking Chips. He's playing in his head.
Nothing. No offense to anybody that's actually a cop, but I can't imagine anything that looks sillier than a motorcycle highway patrolman. Like, it just doesn't look cool. It's impossible to look cool.
Well, the problem is the motorcycle has all the utility boxes, and it's got the seat that makes you sit awkwardly upright. Yeah. To where it's almost like you're just like riding down the street on a bar stool. Like, hi!
Your helmet is giant. And of course you have to have mirrored aviators.
Yeah. You have to have something so you can see it because you're going fast enough, but... Whew.
Why not just put the visor down?
The visor?
He didn't have a visor on his helmet.
Why don't they give motorcycle cops like helmets like motorcycle riders have that have the little flip-up
Some of them do.
Thing.
I actually did made some tags for some Nampa police motorcycle cops, and they brought their helmets in to have the tags put on, and they were full mask helmets with flip-down visors.
Did they also wear beard?
I did not see them wearing any sunglasses at all.
There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Or is that just creating problems?
Well, I think if you're Nic Cage and you're playing a motorcycle cop,
you want the
fucking aviators.
Yeah.
I mean, that was That was at least 1 centimeter extra on the grin that he was wearing.
Yep.
Looking cool.
He did look cool.
And then even when
He is cool.
when he snatches the baby, the doll, while riding, he has that just shit-eating grin on his face right there. You're like, I love this. I love that. He's in method act. I don't know.
Oh, so since we're talking about that, we might as well just get into it. So yes, he is a highway. He's a cop. He's a police officer, but he's basically a highway patrolman.
He's CHP, California Highway Patrol.
Yeah. That's not the guys that solve crimes.
No,
No.
no, they're the guys in Chips.
Yeah, so he's riding around, giving people tickets. The very first line, like the dialogue is already crappy. The very first thing, because he says, "You know why I pulled you over?" And the guy goes,
Yep.
"Yep."
And then he walks
Edit.
off.
Cut.
And then it cuts to him, like, tagging a car that's been abandoned, possibly, and he's still got the smile on his face. Like, that's not when a California Highway Patrolman would be smiling, like, I'm tagging a car on the side of the road. How awesome is this?
Well, he's cruising along.
He's a fucking hero, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hero.
He is.
He's a hero to us all, I guess.
I guess.
He's saving babies from the road.
Yeah. Well, this girl, I thought that, like, the doll was packed on top of the car with all the other stuff that was all packed. Yeah. And it just fell off. But it's implied later that the girl is tossing the doll out the door purposely. So, I don't really know. But he does it's on the ground and he does the thing, like you say, where he leans over and picks it up without slowing down, pulls them over. "Here's your doll, little girl." And then Mom's like, "Sorry, she's really misbehaving." And you're like, what? Why? What is she doing wrong? She seems to be just sitting there, and her doll fell off the top of the goddamn car because you're a shitty packer. Why would you even tie the doll? She's not put it in a box.
You know why she's misbehaving and anxious? Because she has to ride in the back seat by herself.
Yeah.
And no one's in the front seat.
She wasn't wearing a seatbelt either, so what was the point of that? It wasn't for safety.
You know why she was in the back seat? For the purposes of camera work. So they could get them both on screen easier.
Yeah. Good point. Well, he gives her the doll back, and then she just tucks it back out on the road, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's my job to pick up dolls and give them back to girls, apparently. Or keep the highway clean? I'm not sure."
Well, it's littering,
been like,
which is a $1,000 fine in California.
Well, then they should pick it up, not him. He should just, "Here's your ticket. See ya. That's your shit. You pick it up."
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have just been like, "This is mine now. Fuck you."
Or he, like,
"This is evidence."
Make really neatly fold the citation and put it in the doll's hand. Like, this doll has something for you. It's a $1,000 fucking fine.
Bitch.
Yeah.
And then punch her in the face because, he's going to punch some wet ladies in this movie. Might as well start early.
Start early, yeah.
So he walks over to pick up the doll, and all of a sudden, like, there's trucks everywhere on this highway. It sets it up that there's just trucks everywhere.
And
Big rigs, yeah.
Which Justin just loves a big rig.
This is a trucker movie.
Yeah, not only is there big rigs everywhere, this one is going 75 on the shoulder, on the wrong side of the road.
On the wrong side of the road shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, he tacos the car.
The car. Which later on we find that that's a setup. Making that impossibly stupid.
What? It's a setup?
They're in the colony at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
It's impossibly stupid.
That doesn't serve any purpose to their
How
plan.
does that work out at all? Like, okay, trucker, here's a Ulysses S. Grant to run into me.
Crash his car up real nice. Well, the car's on fire now,
and they're fucking Houdini.
But they're in there. They're in there still because he's trying to bust them out by busting the back windshield door thing.
He doesn't ever try to open either of the doors either.
Yeah,
he goes, "Oh, that's too hot," and then tries to bash out the back window with his helmet.
And the girl's just staring at him, like, "All right, what do you want?" He's like, "Give me your hand. Let me pull you through this."
Fucking broken glass. Yeah, get that the rest of the way busted out of there, dude.
Lazy ass. But then he gets blown to safety.
Yes.
So
And they Houdini somehow.
yeah, they just aren't in the car anymore.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't know that.
Until the end, but...
You don't.
No, until
His
the cop lady comes
cop
to visit.
lady
Oh,
comes in
yeah.
and says the bodies are missing, and that the car's unregistered.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unregistered
why?
K car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why? What is it? Why? Okay. So this is your grand plan. You say. Let's humor this for a second.
Okay.
That this is all part of their
All
grand plan.
part of the plan.
And in order to get him to come to the island, they must have this incident.
It doesn't seem like this incident helps any part of the plot at all.
No.
But why is the car unregistered? What fucking difference does it make?
Yeah.
Because they can't trace it back.
It's an unsolved
To
mystery.
Summersisle? That actually would be even better.
Yeah,
oh,
that
they're
would
on
help.
Summersisle. I'll go find them. You don't even need to fake this whole my daughter's missing bullshit. I'll go check that out.
I'm sorry, it's Summersisle.
Summersisle, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to associate this with the Robin Hardy film, which is apparently very good.
Yeah, well, then we get another classic line of bad dialogue when the cop lady shows up.
To check on him, give him
To
some
check
fan
on him
mail.
awkwardly. You can tell that they don't really enjoy each other's company.
Why? Yeah, I don't...
He's like, you stole the last fucking cream donut out of the box this morning, you fucking bitch. I don't even want to talk to you.
I think that at the Christmas party one year, they got
banged,
kind of drunk, and they didn't go all the way. She just sort of like tugged him off, and now they just have that awkward...
But
that awkward
he had whiskey
distance.
dick, and so it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
So he just kind of stands there going, it's not really working. And she's just tugging and tugging and tugging and tugging.
Trying to pull it off.
She's pulling it off. And so that's where the awkwardness comes from. That's the relationship between these two.
Is that she like really is in love with him, and at the same time he can't get a boner in her presence. Because she's a little mannish.
She's not very
She's a little mannish. If I was Nic Cage, I would step up a little higher than that.
She had a very Bruce Campbell-esque jawline. A nice strong chin lady.
Mm-hmm. And she was taller than he was.
Well,
Yeah, which, I mean, she would be trying to pull it off. That'd be a bad hand job. Just...
oh, your A-pans are too strong!
yeah.
Well, she's like, she tells him about the missing, or that the bodies are missing and that the car's unregistered. And he goes, well, who are they? And she says, don't know. We never know.
We're the police. that comes into play a lot. We're the police. Yeah. And we don't do police work, we just do things that are completely illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then he goes to the office to visit the sheriff, and she's like, look at this. Oh, he gets the letter. Mm-hmm. And then the letter says, oh, my daughter's missing, I'm your ex-girlfriend.
The calligraphy letter.
I'm your ex-fiancee.
Ex-fiancé. Oh, yeah, because he's like, is it an old girlfriend? No. She used to be my fiancé. Well, that would imply that either you skipped over the girlfriend part, which is pretty hard.
Hi, I'm Nic Cage. Let's get married.
Let's get married.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe he was just that good.
Maybe. Well, actually, no.
From
We're
one
led
night
to
stand to engagement.
we're led to believe that the whole marriage was even, or the fiance business was all set up from the very get go. So maybe he did just skip over that because she's obviously raring to go. Let's get
I guess
married.
so.
You better put one in me and give me a baby, like a bun in the oven, like
Well,
put a bun in the oven.
He didn't know that.
Yeah,
so
he
she
didn't
was,
know about the kid.
She was taking...
Oh, that's what she's thinking. She's not saying.
Yeah. She is taking the birth control. She's got the dispenser that says birth control on it, but they're just Tic Tacs.
Right. Yeah.
Because a man doesn't know what those look like.
I don't.
I don't either.
And I'm just saying that during this part of the movie when he was all analyzing this letter, right, before we find out that it is, in fact, his kid, I'm like, why the fuck would you help her? And I just wrote down, so she has this illegitimate child with some other dude, and she's left your ass. Like, fuck her.
Yeah. Well, right back. Call the police.
Yes. So she sends the letter to him, and then he goes to the office to show the sheriff, his buddy, who goes, why don't you... it's the father's problem. No, it's
not.
the police's problem.
It's
you
the
need to
local
get on the horn
call the
to Washington
police.
and say, sorry, someone skipped over 2 states and accidentally sent this to us. You should have this. We're in a different movie now. which I would think would be an awesome movie if that's what happened. And then it's just Nic Cage motorcycle
You
cop.
just go directly into Gone in 60 Seconds.
No, it's just him performing the duties of the California Highway Patrol for an hour and a half. And loving every
He's gotta
fucking
jump the
second
bike.
of it.
He's going to have to jump the bike
But-
at some point.
It's, just a small jump. Like, he just sort of hops a curb
While smiling the whole
while
time.
smiling.
So, yes, the ex-fiance's daughter's missing, but she's on Summersisle. So he's got to go to Summersisle to help out. So he takes a ferry, and on the ferry, he's having visions of...
there's points that I got lost, and I just phased out of the movie. He took a ferry?
I'm pretty sure it was a ferry.
So he takes a ferry to not the island.
To not the island.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets on a plane to make a trip that he claims is short enough to
2
swim.
miles away. Only a couple miles.
Yeah, he could have swam that.
Could have swam it.
Yeah, you don't take a plane for that, bub.
Nor would anybody that needs supplies delivered pay the exorbitant fees for a plane when a boat just makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you get more stuff. It's cheaper to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
It is...
But how does he get a ride on this plane? Well, he gives the guy 2 Ulysses Grants.
Yes.
Ulysses Grant and his twin brother. Or Ulysses and his twin brother Grant.
Yeah,
What did
which
you say?
we had to look up was $100.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totals out 100 bucks.
$250s. We didn't know that he was on the 50.
I don't think you can get inside of a plane, period, for $100, a charter plane. Doesn't matter how far, you cannot get into one for less than a couple $100.
Well, you know what's dick about all this? Is that they're luring him to the island, right? So, they would have told...
Could have given him a ride.
Yeah, they could have told, what's his bucket, pilot guy, like, hey, look, when this dickhead shows up, give him a
What
ride.
a dumb plan.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
a
then
terrible plan.
Well,
the guy's like, I'm gonna make $100, and then the pisses off the witches because they're like, we told you just to give him a fucking ride, not to take his money.
Yeah, he's double dipping.
Right. So then they murder him and crash his plane.
Put him in the Wicker Man.
sink his plane.
Sink his plane, and they're like, fuck you, buddy.
Well, I like when he meets the pilot. I don't know if any of you guys wrote this down, but he's like, ahoy! And the pilot's what? Well, I don't know what you say in this situation. How about hello?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
That was awesome.
We gotta go back a second because he basically, I think, is going on paid vacation.
The
So
cop?
he has the, the conversation with the guy who's
what's that
supposed to
called?
be the sheriff, but you can't be on the California highway.
Disturbed leave of absence. Traumatic. Like when you shoot a guy. When you're a cop and you shoot a guy, you mandatory
leave of
leave.
absence.
Yeah.
But he goes back in, and you are to assume that the guy who's in the screenplay labeled the sheriff, which doesn't make sense because CHP is state.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an elected official, so he should just be a lieutenant or something, but he's the sheriff.
Right.
And he's like, you know
Sheriff
what you
of
should
California.
do is you should go on paid vacation and do something that is horrendously illegal and practice law or enforce the law in a different state.
Yeah.
You should go commit a felony. Mm-hmm. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
We should not involve the Washington state authorities
And get burned to death.
any level in this.
You ruined it.
Oh, spoilers! Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, jeez.
In case you were thought that Nic Cage was actually made of wicker, he's not.
He is not the Wicker Man.
Way to give away the whole plot, Justin.
Yeah. All right, so the pilot does fly him to the island, and he gets there, and he meets the ladies of Summersisle.
That are all, like,
Summersisle.
freakishly ugly.
They're all very homely Amish-like women.
Yeah.
Very frumpy clothing, and they don't have TVs or anything, or electricity. It's like an Amish community. You know what it reminded me of? The Village. Another M. Night Shyamalan masterpiece.
Ugh.
The same concept of, like, oldie time people.
I have not seen the Village.
Communes. You don't need
It
to.
might be Stinger Madness pick at some point.
No, I'm never watching that again. M. Night Shyamalan is banned from my life.
You were the one that just made the big whoop-de-doo of After Earth. Oh, you gotta see After Earth. You gotta see it. It's so bad.
Well, that was really fucking bad.
It was terrible.
It was audacious to waste
yeah.
Will Smith's money like that.
So he gets up on top of the ramp or whatever, and meets the ladies, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be here." And he's like, "Well, it's okay, because I'm a cop." And they go, "What's a cop?" "Oh, well, I'm a police officer. It's my job to help people and serve stuff." So,
and there's a little girl that's missing.
Like, they don't know what a cop is, but they do, kind of. I don't know. But then there's these dudes holding a bag.
What's in the bag? A shark.
Squirming.
Does he ask if a shark is in the bag?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What's in the bag? A shark or something?
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely what's in this bag.
A shark or
Why
something.
would a shark be in the bag?
What's in the bag? A shark or something?
What is wrong with you? What?
How does that even come
I
up
don't even get
in the writing? Like,
that can't be regurgitated from the original because there's no sharks in England, to my knowledge.
What's in the bag, though?
What? Nothing is.
It's just a dripping, bloody bag.
It's got to be. I don't know.
You know what's not in the bag?
A shark.
Her daughter.
Her daughter's not.
Because that's what they overtly say.
Yes.
It's not her daughter!
Yeah. No, that's not in the bag.
Like, as he's walking away, he turns around and gives him the stink eye, like,
Yeah.
very funny.
And I suspect that it is not a shark in the bag either.
It's not a shark, asshole.
Like, so dumb. So then he goes up to the mating tavern, or whatever the hell it's called.
The mating tavern.
That's what they called it, like the mating room.
Meeting.
What?
Meeting.
Oh, I thought they said meeting.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Well, it kind of does. You go up there and get all liquored up, and then you bang a frumpy lady. But you're not allowed to talk while you do it.
I'm pretty sure they cut out their tongues.
You just drink your mead and
You know, if that is the case,
give them boners.
They should have done something like, because that's, creepy. Cut out tongues. They should, if that was the intention, they should have done something on screen with that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think they were just
The effects
they were
pretty
psychologically
tame,
castrated.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Right, because they don't go to school. I wrote this down. That the boys are just basically slaves from the time of birth, right?
They're
as soon as
only
they
good for one thing.
Right. Doing all the heavy lifting
Cedars.
and mating.
They can't talk. They're only good for labor and boners.
Phallus.
Carrying bags that do not have a child or a shark in them.
That's right.
Or something. So he goes to the bar. Yeah, I'm going to give you this exactly. I may not, because I may not find it in time. But he says to the lady that's behind the counter, or first he looks around. He's like, "Must be ladies' night," because there's nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
ladies.
a bad line.
And then that old guy in the corner that you just made direct eye contact with, but it's ladies' night in here?
Yeah, it is.
Like, okay.
So he walks up to the lady behind the bar and he says, and I quote, "Are you the barmaiden or barkeep or whatever you call it around here?" And she says, "I am Sister Beach, yes."
Which is not answering the question. It was a bad
Beach. That's what you
question.
call it around here. Sister Beach is the barmaid. It's synonymous with barmaid. Every barmaid that ever lives on this island must be named Sister Beach. So dumb. Yes, I'm Sister Beach. So he's asking around and giving people the business and the tough guy attitude and saying,
breaking the law.
I'm gonna be looking around here for this little girl and I demand cooperation. And then
I'm going to be interviewing every single one of you.
He forgot that he killed the bee, foreshadowing events to come.
Well, he does that in just a second. He says all this rigmarole
that was
first.
before
Then
the
he
mead?
squishes the bee with the tankard, and everybody gives him the stink eye. Like, oh, you don't do that around here. You don't squish bees.
Mm-mm.
Big deal.
He's like, I'm allergic. Fuck
I'm
you.
allergic to bees.
I'm allergic to bees. So he's just walking around with adrenaline packs.
It had like I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist, but it was like BO or something like that. It was labeled, and it was like a cute name, like a catchy name. Like for those of you who are going to die from bees,
be away.
Yeah, here's some shots of adrenaline with a good-looking logo and a snappy title.
What happens if you give yourself one of those shots, but you're not having an attack?
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. What if you just like it's awesome, and you just freak out, and her caveman strong.
Yeah, just start tipping over cars
Yeah, exactly.
just for the fucking hell of it.
Shoot me in the face! Shoot me in the face! You get like one of those monobrows that's really thick. All of a sudden, you just Cro-Magned on out. That'd be awesome. And you turn green, and then your biceps rip out of your shirt, and then you get a TV show.
Probably just sweat a lot, freak out, and crap your pants.
Probably.
Chew your fingernails right off. So he then walks around, or he goes upstairs, and he looks in his bag, and he's like, "Where's my?" He comes back out and sees Lily Sobieski for the first time. We get her. He's like, "Where's my tapes?
Where? Oh God!
Where's my tapes? They're called Everything Is Okay."
Where's my Everything's Okay tapes? I can't sleep without them.
Yeah, that's what I am guessing that they are. Is like those.
No, they're motivational tapes.
Reaffirmation tapes.
Oh yeah. What? Everything's okay. Where's my tapes? They're called Everything's Okay. And then she says like, yeah, and then walks off.
Yeah.
Because
her character does not make any goddamn sense. Why is she in this movie? A, why is Lily Sobieski in this movie? Yeah. And then B, why is her character in this movie? Because she does absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. She just says weird things that don't make any sense.
She gets karate kicked in the face.
Yeah, she does.
That's why she's in this movie.
Oh my god, so dumb.
And then to do a bad job passing out afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know like why she... Because usually she has more prominent roles in films. Mm-hmm. She's barely even in this.
Yeah.
And then I know why the lead, the girl that plays Willow, looks sort of like Ellen Burstyn. That's where I was like,
what do you mean she sort of looks like Ellen Burstyn?
She sort of looks like Ellen Burstyn.
She is Ellen Burstyn.
No, Ellen Burstyn's the old lady.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she's been in some, like, really good movies.
Yeah.
Mrs. Summersisle.
Sister Summersisle.
Sister Summersisle.
So why are they all named after... no, we're gonna save that for the Q&A. I forgot about the old Q&A.
But when we finally meet Mrs. Summersisle. She's dressed like the goddamn Dalai Lama.
Oh,
she's
kind of. Yeah.
And I'm like, spiritual leader.
The yellow robe with the hood and...
Yeah.
Everything is awesome. Everything is okay.
She stole his tapes.
Yeah, she stole his tapes.
And she's like, this outfit is working. It is okay.
My Zen is very good.
I don't think there was any tape machines.
Yeah, how is he going to listen to those tapes?
Yeah.
They don't even have a tape machine.
This was made really beyond the point of tapes.
Yeah, this is 2006.
They didn't make tape machines like that. He's been listening to the Everything's Okay tapes for 10 years.
Yeah, on a Walkman that barely works. He's got the glass busted out, and he has lost the orange headphones for sure.
All right, so let me fill you guys in on the biggest plot hole of this movie.
Oh,
do tell.
Yes,
I didn't realize that honey was considered a crop.
Yeah,
and that you only get it once a year.
Yeah, it's harvestable constantly.
And it can't go bad. It's the one food. Look this up on the internet.
It can't go bad.
It is the only thing that is edible that can never spoil. It can't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Ever.
So they're sacrificing the Wicker Man because they've had a bad bee crop.
Yeah, that sure is a pretty bad plot hole. Now that I think about it, the plot is a whole. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bees are not goddamn crops.
First off, they're the terrible beekeepers.
Oh, yeah.
And second of all, they're terrible plotters because their plan sucks. What if he doesn't show up? What if he does not show up? What if he does the right thing?
What if he's like
police
and says, my ex-fiancee is got a missing daughter and she's just not very good at doing stuff. So you should look into this because you have legal jurisdiction to do so.
Oh, he doesn't
You will
even
not be
show
committing a
up
felony like
so
I
that
will.
they cannot. So he is right at the end when he's like, "Killing me won't make any difference."
No,
because
it won't.
you're beekeepers.
That's right. Murdering beekeeper women.
So okay. I got another question for the end. So let's see here. He goes to sleep after ringing some cages. How do you say that? Rattling some cages.
Yeah, rattling some cages.
Some cages.
Cages, some cages. So he's goes and meets Willow, and she tells him the whole business that everything you see and hear here, don't believe.
Especially what I say.
Especially what I say. Yeah, hey, nice job tipping off him, but he doesn't listen to you.
No.
He does not believe or hear anything, whatever. So he goes to bed, he has a nightmare, because he's been having these delusions about this car getting smushed by the semi-truck and the little girl getting smushed by a semi-truck. So he wakes up, and then he sees the girl running off into the distance.
This is where he goes into the barn.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he chases her. He shows up, he looks out the window, and you can't really tell what he's wearing, but you're to infer that he, leaves immediately to chase this little girl. And he's wearing a very comfortable sweater, Dockers, and loafers.
Yeah.
Which means that he slept in that. What a weirdo. So,
well, that's what you do when you don't have your everything's okay tapes. You just kind of snap. Like a couple of screws go loose.
You lay there
and
in your
you
clothes
sleep
and
in your
stare at the
clothes
ceiling.
because you know what? Everything might not be okay.
This building might catch on fire, and I'm gonna have to run the fuck out of here.
you know what's really weird? If I can divulge some personal material. After I take a shower, I have this neurotic thing that the very first thing I have to do is put on underwear and pants, just in case the house is burns to the ground, and I don't have to run out into the street naked. I can't do a
You just
bathrobe
gotta
or a towel.
Oh, yeah.
Or a towel. I gotta go right to the underwear and the pants, just in case the house might burn down in that brief period where I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah, I always kind of wondered why you took your pants, just your pants and your underwear into the bathroom with you. Not a shirt, not a pair of socks or anything. Just pants and underwear. And I'm like...
That's in the back of your mind that when the day comes... There's really only going to be enough time for underwear and pants,
That's
not
right.
the rest of it.
That's right, absolutely. Gotta make sure that's at least taken care of. Because I wonder, how would that play out? I'm out in the street watching my house burn down, and my wiener's out. How my neighbors are like, that really sucks. Hey, your wiener's out. What do you do? What do you do?
You helicopter.
You own it. You just own it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. My house is burning to the ground. Woo!
Yeah.
Check me out, everybody. My junk. So he goes to the barn, and he goes upstairs into the hayloft.
Which you see visually that the hayloft is a good foot taller than he is.
Yeah, not very high up there.
No.
But he finds a red blanket or something up there. It's nothing. And then he turns around to leave, and he just goes straight through the floor.
Yeah.
The exact way he came. Doesn't jump on the floor. Doesn't put any additional weight on it.
No.
He just goes right through the floor.
And then
And the music was so dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
And he narrowly escapes a 1 foot drop.
Yeah.
It was he climbs back up through the hole when it would have been much easier to just let go because you're basically standing on the ground at that point.
Maybe he was going back up there to get one of those apples that he uncovered under a tarp.
Or the potatoes that were there too.
Yeah.
He had some beets.
He was going to get some free food while he was out there. Because that lady at the tavern wouldn't give him any food.
So that scene means absolutely nothing to the plot. Nothing happens. Not at all. Nothing. So then the next day, he's down in the tavern again, and he's getting breakfast. They're serving him food. It's like a bed and breakfast.
Wait, now
for him.
what was he eating? So there was he had a bowl and then coffee and
honey.
toast, and he was putting honey in the bowl. So it was cream of wheat is the only thing I could guess that he would be eating.
Yeah, maybe.
Gruel.
Gruel grits.
Gruel. No, it's Northwest. We don't have grits up here.
I've had grits.
Yeah, but they don't serve grits in most places.
If you're on a whacked out island that has Amish
Where do they
witches,
get grits?
they just plant them.
I don't know about
And
that.
you mush them up, and then you...
They have chickens there.
Yeah.
Oh, which means they have grits?
Yes, make the connection.
By the logic of this film, perhaps.
I wonder if they had a good grits crop that year. They planted the grits.
That's why they sacrificed the pilot.
Because they needed grits.
They needed grits.
They're like, well, you'll do, asshole.
Ay, ay, ay. So, anyways.
Or he's just dumping honey on his Cheerios.
Well, he's like, how did you guys even get this? I thought you made your own honey. We had a bad crop last year, so we had to go to Albertsons and buy some.
Out there right now. Go get some.
Yeah, just go get some
They
honey.
make it all the time.
You can even see it later in the film them pulling honey out of the bee combs.
And it doesn't freeze really
Nice.
in Puget Sound. Like, it's not ever really warm, but it doesn't really freeze. So they can just make honey all year round.
You can
there.
just plug a tap right into the beehive and then churn it and stick your head under it, and honey's just going to come straight into
They
your mouth.
showed people with honey in their hands
Yes,
later.
I just said
in
that.
the film. And then there was also, when he's knocking the masks off you, there was these huge honey bricks. Like,
They got honey.
they got honey.
Yeah, don't need to be killing him. You're good.
Hey.
So dumb. So he finds the festival pictures. It's obviously ritualistic something or other pictures, but they call it a festival. I can't remember what they call it, because there's the Festival of Fertility that they don't have pictures for, and then there's this festival.
Harvest Festival.
Harvest Festival, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just girls standing in circles of rocks. They're all about the same age. And last year's winner broke and got stolen or something.
Are you really the winner, though, if you're going to be sacrificed?
Yes.
You know they never get sacrificed. It's always some...
Yeah.
It's always a California highway patrolman.
Which we are led to believe by the ending of this movie.
What does that have to do with shit, though? Last year's festival sacrifice person, whatever the girl, why not have her? Why break the picture and take that? Who did that, and why did they do that? What does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't.
No.
It makes him more suspicious.
Of what?
Exactly.
That somebody broke a picture and took it? Huh, neat. Well, I gotta find that picture. You don't. Doesn't matter. Has nothing to do with anything. So, so he goes outside. He's on his way to find somebody in charge. I guess the next person he's going to interview.
The teacher.
Yeah, but he meets Lily on the way out, and she's out chopping wood. And she gives him the weirdos again, because she's like, I can't remember what he asked her. He's like, have you seen this girl? And he holds the picture, and she just shrugs her shoulders and then starts laughing.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
And he's confused too at this point. And he even says something like, "What happens on
The day after tomorrow.
day of tomorrow?" What's that? You mean the day after tomorrow? Yeah, sure, whatever.
And then she tells him, and then he's like, well, I mean tomorrow. What do you mean?
I just told you what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, it's bad
He's
dialogue.
like, you did? What?
No, he didn't ask a good question, and she didn't provide an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just kind of
Which
walks
is-
off scratching his head because she also is like, when you leave, will you take me with you? Which comes into play later, but it doesn't
Kind of.
really work in any this scenario at all.
No.
Like, you already got him on the island. You don't need to go and bang him and create another sacrificial fake baby.
Mm.
Stupid. So he just kind of wanders off and goes up to this school. And inside the school is a teacher who, what was the fucking question? Oh, what is a man at his core, children? And everybody raises their hands. Oh, we love answering this question. And these two girls go, phallic symbol, phallic symbol.
So that's all they learn in school is phallics.
Yeah.
Which the
Penis.
character's name...
They might as well just watch Love Guru.
Yeah, the character's name, Edward Malice, is a conjunction of man and phallus.
Oh, that's so
Yep.
dumb.
Yep.
God damn it.
Will you tell us what man represents in his purest form? Yes.
Phallic symbol, phallic symbol.
And it doesn't doesn't even matter.
No.
Like, it has nothing to do with anything. The only thing that matters in this film is that they must have a sacrifice that is related to somebody who on the island by blood that they can burn in a thing. That's the only thing that matters. And it doesn't even matter because guess what? You already got goddamn fucking honey.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Stupid.
And really, why go to this elaborate plan when you have some old fucking guy?
Yeah, just toss one of the... It doesn't matter. You got guys on the island.
Yeah, just throw one of those fuckers in the pit. Maybe somebody who's got a broken arm that
You know
can't
what?
work.
They gotta be related by blood.
Good help is hard to find. They train those guys up to be shell-shocked their whole lives. Be ashamed to really just sort of toss one of those guys into the fire.
That's a stable community, though.
Yeah.
That's just that's a society, basically. You can self-sustain yourself. You don't need to be bringing California Highway Patrolmen out once every blue moon, so that you can toss them
Annually.
in a giant Wicker Man. Ugh. Bad. So he's maybe my favorite part of them. I don't know. It's really
up
hard
there.
to tell. Whose desk is that? That's gotta be Rowan's desk. What kind of name is Rowan, anyways? But so he opens the desk and there's a bird in it that flies up.
And he goes, "What?
What?" It's surprised. What?
Which yeah.
Whose desk is this?
That didn't pay off. I knew that was not going to pay off. Like, why was the bird in the desk? And the little girls are just like, because we wanted to see how long he could stay in there for. You don't do that. That's cruel.
And the teacher's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, get out of here, bub. He's like, no, I will not. You will. Oh, I've got this dialed up because he's trying to like find out what happened to Rowan, and he thinks that people are hiding information from him. So he passes the picture around of the girls, and they're all like, nope, never seen her before. But then he looks in the attendance record book or whatever,
And sees her name crossed
out. Oh, nice hiding job.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, you got him. So he looks up and he says, you little liars. Rowan Woodward is your classmate, isn't she? Isn't she? That is her desk. And you're the biggest liar of them all. I'm warning you. You tell me another, and I'll arrest you myself. That is a promise, Miss Rose. Sister Rose. Of course! Another plant, Rose!
Yeah. Which you can't arrest him.
No.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
He's breaking the law.
You can't do anything, buddy. You shouldn't even be there.
Well, he's not a good detective.
No, he is a terrible
That's why
detective.
he's probably a motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
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 He
So,
just has no business.
So-
And if he would have been smarter about it. He would have been like, crops. Bees
Honey?
don't have crops.
yeah, it's not a honey crop.
It's, yeah.
You guys are all retarded. I'm leaving. So here's another thing that doesn't pay off. Directly after this scene, he walks down the hill and sees Sister Rose again. But
Well,
she's
she's got
dressed
different
slightly
colored hair.
differently.
Yeah, her
And
hair's
she's-
red.
She's the slave master.
Yep. Okay, so she's got a twin?
I guess so.
There are a lot of twins on the island.
there
Yeah, but
was.
what does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Big
Nothing.
deal. Dumb. Doesn't pay off. Then she's like, nope, not her. Okay, walks off. He's got the bike too by this point. I
Yeah,
think.
he goes, that's when he goes and bangs his girl, whatever,
Yeah.
fiance.
Yeah.
And then he
She
takes a
reveals that
bike.
it's his daughter.
Yes.
This is your daughter now, or something.
I've
then
been
he
trying to
takes her
tell you
bike.
this all
Yeah.
the way. And he's like, fuck you. Give me your bicycle.
Well, as he's cruising around bicycling, or he looks out the window or something, and he sees the plane coming in. And so he goes down there, and he's like, I gotta call this in, so I'm gonna use a radio. Well, the pilot's not there. He's not, and the plane's like out in the middle of the frickin' ocean, basically. Like it's not by the dock at all. So he sits there and he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits. And then he just like looks up suddenly, and he sees Rowan in the water through the metal grating of the dock or something. So he's like, oh, Jesus. He dives in there, does a good dive.
There was an impressive dive because it was like a half gainer almost.
It
Yeah.
was artistic.
He started
and
sideways and he went up and he went into the water straight up and down.
I give him a 5. I think that's a
I think it's a 6.5.
6.5. That's pretty.
See, I was saying 7.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do flips and shit to get a 7.
I don't know. That was pretty impressive, though, going from a sideways into a straight up and down.
Yeah, in terms of movie dives, it's one of the best I've seen.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm on the Olympic scale here.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm on the movie dive scale.
Yeah, movie
Okay.
dive
Oh,
scale.
then
You did great.
Then
It's like
I would
an
say
8.5
it's a 7.
on a movie dive scale. I don't know.
Pretty good dive. So he swims under there. He grabs her, and then all of a sudden he wakes up. He's like, "Oh God!" He's completely dry. But then he looks down. He's got her in his arms, and she's drowned, and she's all wet. And he's like, "Oh God damn it!"
God damn it!
He's angry. Oh, shitty dream! But then he wakes up again, and he doesn't have anything.
No.
So he just strips his clothes off and jumps into the lake again and swims over to the plane. The plane's got its radio busted out. Why did the pilot come back?
He
He
didn't.
delivers stuff all the time, I guess.
Yeah, he delivers like once a day or something.
Oh, okay.
Which you would only have to do it once a week if you had a fucking boat.
2 miles away. So dumb. Well, he goes to the doctor's house. He's giving her the interview questions, and she's got some ritual book out. She gives him the runaround, and
Oh, because she's the town photographer.
yeah,
And
oh
doctor.
yeah, he's got to get the negative of the busted stolen photo, and the doctor, and so she leaves because she gets like something. She has to go do something or other, and he breaks into her house to look at the book and try to find the photo, I guess. But sure enough, there's some passage in this book about ritualistic sacrifice and burning a person to
Because that's what you do.
restore the crops.
Is you read about something that you know quite well and leave it out.
Yeah.
That's not on the shelf from when you read it 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause you've got it down.
Well,
do it every year.
She had to leave the clue for him,
Yes, exactly.
which doesn't make any goddamn sense. We'll get to why that doesn't make any sense. Other than there's another plot hole that we're
It's the
Escaping.
size of the giant one called the plot.
yeah, it has to do with that one. So now he's onto the trail of they sacrificed my daughter, they burned her. But in the back, Doc has got fetuses everywhere.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Yep, fetuses, all different
Fetuses
stages.
in a jar.
Yep.
Huh. So she's like a genetic doctor, like one of those DNA guys.
She's just the maternity lady.
She's
Why is she keeping the fetuses
fetuses.
in jars?
Well, maybe
to
that's-
study them.
Maybe that's how they teach about the birds and the bees. Like, at this stage, your baby looks like this. How would you know that? Because we killed this one.
They hold up a jar and shake it.
That's how old this one was when we aborted it.
Nice. Well, he leaves there.
Yeah.
He's riding the bike along, tra-la-la, going to the next person he's got to interrogate. I don't know who it was, but he stumbles upon a bee farm.
And then, being allergic to bees, he runs as fast as he can into the bees.
He shouldn't have been even in there in the first place.
You
because
can hear the fuckers from
He-
like 600 feet off.
He's riding by, looks at the bees, and is like, well, I'll go check that out. So he slowly walks over to the bees and then bumps his bike into one of the beehives. And now he's got bees on him. Ah!
So he has to sprint into the bees.
Into more bees. Shouldn't be near the bees, going towards the bees, getting stung by bees, running into more bees. And it's awful acting, again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that out of context, if you just play that scene on a loop, I think that might that be a real thing.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that actually the worst of it is when he's walking with Sister Summersisle and he's smacking the imaginary bees and like tugging on his coat. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was really ridiculous.
I like that. I thought he was really trying to give it some dramatic flair.
Oh, he was given a dramatic flair all the way through this thing.
Absolutely.
He was quite...
high drama.
Yeah.
So he that's when he gets all stung up and he ends up in Sister Summersisle's house. And so if you're allergic to bees, do you just have adrenaline shots just on you at all times? Because bees are fucking everywhere. He doesn't know that there's bees on Summersisle. He just knows that there's a missing kid.
I don't know. I know somebody who has a peanut allergy, and they carry one of those EpiPens with them.
Everywhere? At all times? Huh, that is interesting. All right, well, then I guess that's plausible for the sake of this film. I thought it was awful convenient that just at any time he's got bee medicine on him.
The bee allergy is one as well that, like, it gets worse. So you can get stung by a bee if you're allergic, survive it once, but, like, there's a certain point where nothing can save you. Like, you're gonna die.
I'm out of bee stings! You've got one bee sting left in you, buddy. You better make it worth it. That's a great plot for a Kevin Costner movie. So
3 bees to kill.
3 bees.
3 stings to kill.
More bees. So he digs up, he gets the permission from Sister Summerisle after some
Well, we forgot that
gibberish.
They save him the old way.
Right.
Which we never find out what the old way to save people who are allergic from bees.
Slap them around.
And then he says, I'm here to see Sister Summersisle. Like, no, you just fell down a hill.
We already covered that.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the episode, you jackass.
I thought we were talking about that before we were recording.
So long ago. No. So he gets her permission after swatting bees. You know, and the bees are... Why do the bees just always go for his eyeballs? What's the bee's obsession with eyeballs? Because he's got him in his eye. He's swatting him away from his face. But he gets the permission to dig up the grave. And so he digs up the grave, and inside is just a doll.
Mm-hmm. With its face burnt off.
With its face burnt. But, so then, he hears some crying. And so he goes into this spooky crypt that goes down into the ground. And underneath the spooky crypt is like the sewer?
I think it's a well.
Yeah.
Aren't wells like just a straight like tunnel that goes straight down, not side to side?
Who knows?
Because this is not vertical well. This is horizontal
This thing doesn't make sense.
well. Oh, okay. Good point.
Like, well, I mean, what is it?
I don't know.
Even if it's a well, like...
An old church area that's been flooded?
Why is it locked?
Uh-huh.
What's down there?
Water.
What would it be locked for? Why are you keeping people out of there?
To keep everybody but Nic Cage out of there.
I guess.
For safety.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be like Baby Jessica. They could kids could go down there and play and get trapped, and then they are stuck.
I guess.
Timmy. Yeah, they don't have a lassie. They do not. How are they even going to know that
I
Timmy's
didn't
stuck
see
in a well?
one dog in this movie.
No.
No,
there's not. Saw bees. So he gets trapped. He gets locked in the water because that's where he thinks Rowan is, and some
more
beekeeper,
cunning detective work,
comes in and locks him in there, and he has to spend the night.
Yeah,
locked
that
in
made
the water.
no sense.
Yeah, like how? What did he do? Just hang off of the little bar all night, or?
Yeah, eventually he would have gotten tired.
Or hypothermia.
Yeah, and just fucking died.
And fell into the water and drowned. Died. But guess who comes to save him the next day? It's Willow. She gets him out of there. And that's when we get the how did it get burned ×4.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? I don't know! Tell me!
You want to give it a go, Sam?
Yeah. How did it get burned? How did it get burned? How did it get burned? How did it get burned?
Good job.
That's pretty good. That was a good one. So, he does ask it pretty calmly.
And she just fucking stares at him while he's doing it because, like, I can't answer until you stop screaming, how did it get burned? And then she doesn't answer.
No.
And then he just leaves.
She says, I don't know. So he goes to Summersisle's house again. And he's like, I'm going to get some damn answers this time. And he walks in and there's just some
guy
leper
with
dude
leprosy
in her bed naked. Like, that's her bang maid.
The
leper guy.
Leprosy bang maid.
You know what? I need to get some action tonight. Who's it going to be using? The leper. I'm taking the leper every time. Oh, and then in another room, there's just a lady wearing a bikini.
Yeah. She's got a bee
sitting in a room.
swimsuit. Like, just smiling with bees on her. Oh my god, this movie is so creepy.
That's her job, is to sit in a room with covered in
her.
bees and smile.
Like, that was her job and she finally just finished it. Like, now what? Well, I guess I'll write the great American novel. What's next for you now that you've accomplished your only mission in life? To get seen by somebody while wearing beads.
Well, I know why he's in a hurry and trying to find Sister Summersisle, because it's the day of tomorrow. Yeah. It's time. The rebirth and death. Uh-huh. So he's got to stop the shit because he thinks they're going to sacrifice his daughter. Well, he bikejacks Sister Rose.
Sister Rose. At this point, he's pretty jumpy, and he's just waving his gun around.
Give me that bike! Give it to me!
Yeah.
Give it to me! Give it to me!
And his best line when he's on this rampage, I wrote this down, I was so impressed. You have my permission to stay out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
Let me, I got that one here, the whole line, someplace.
I don't need your permission.
Well, the thing is, really, the best part is he busts in and she's like, do you have permission to be in here? The only person who could give him the permission is you, who is asking the question.
And he says, no, I don't need anybody's goddamn permission. I'm gonna search every inch of this town, and anybody who fears will be brought up on murder charges. Got that? You have my permission to stay out of that fucking way. Pretty good.
That was so awesome.
Yeah. So then he just bikes around someplace.
He sees the plane wing in the water and rides down there.
Yeah.
Sees the pilot, his eyes
Sewn
are carved
shut.
out and his mouth is sewn shut. He's obviously quite dead, so he shakes him. Like,
Hey,
are you
buddy.
okay?
Hey,
He's
buddy.
not okay.
Why
He's
did they-
really fucking
Why
dead.
did they kill the pilot?
I don't
He
know
took
because
two 50s off of Nic Cage instead of just bringing him to the island like he was supposed to. They have
Yeah.
rules in this place.
he didn't put it in the tip jar.
That's right.
Fucking strict.
So is the pilot basically the harbinger, or what's that called? Is it a harbinger? Yeah. The harbinger in Cabin in the Woods? Was that his character? You guys remember that?
Yeah, but the Harbinger wouldn't get killed.
No. Why? Well, why did they kill the pilot? Seriously.
I don't know.
Weird. So
Because they realized that it would be simpler if they knew a guy with a boat.
yeah. So he goes up to the tavern again, and inside Sister Beach, and she's like, "Oh, back to it and interrogating everybody, huh? You're finding anything out?" He just walks straight up to her and punches her right in the mouth.
That was awesome.
Just knocks
Out
her
of
out.
nowhere. Doesn't say a word. Just punches her right in the face. Knocks her out.
Steals her bear costume.
Yeah. No, that was Lily Sobieski's bear costume.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I thought
that was Sister
Beach's
Beach's.
because they said something about her being the bear.
Yeah, and then
But that makes sense because she's a bigger lady. And I was
Yeah.
like, how's
she
Nick
said,
Cage going to wear Lily Sobieski's bear costume?
Yeah, and
He's not going to fit in that.
And she's saying that she's gotten fat, so she had to let the bear costume out.
yeah, she says it gets smaller every year.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, the ritual is going down, and apparently it's a parade of people dressed up in masks and costumes of furry animals. It's a furry party.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. They're going to go up in the hills and bang in theory.
Wait, because the school teacher Rose is dressed up like a black crow.
Yeah. Well, it's a furry party. Dress up like animals, and then you touch each other in funny parts. And then you dance. You hold hands and you dance, like Teletubby style dancing. I don't know from experience. So that's when Lily attacks out of nowhere. She just comes out of the closet, and jumps on his back. They get into quite the skirmish.
And he gives her like a good boxer's jab before he gives her one of the most epic karate kicks ever.
Right in the face.
And it tosses her into the wall. And then she does like a ×6 pass out.
Yeah.
Like it just shows, she just keeps like coming to and passing out and coming to and passing out. And it's like, you could just cut to something else because she's doing terrible.
Yeah,
That was the best one, really.
Yeah. Now he's got the bear suit. He's going to go disguise himself and jump into this ritual to try to find the kid, which they have now marched out into a giant field. And they've got a bunch of people with them now. Like, more than has ever been in this whole entire movie. There's, like, now 300 people involved in this ritual sacrifice. So he goes, he's dressed up in the bear costume. Nobody knows it's him. He goes up to where the kid's at and punches out another lady.
Yep.
Sister, is there a problem? Whap! Right in the face. She's down. So he grabs the kid and runs. They're running out in the hills and running all over the place. And slow down, Rowan, you're going too fast.
And then his phone rings even though there's no service.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
that doesn't pay off either.
help! Pete, help! Help! Pete, help! Pete!
Pete,
Pete, help!
help!
And then he hangs up. Like, well, I don't think Pete would have got the message.
No.
Or known what to do.
He doesn't get the message.
No. Oh, that's right! We forgot at the beginning the answering fucking machine when he's leaving a message, and in the middle of leaving a message, he's like, hello? Hello? The machine will never say hello back. You're recording a message.
Just like Ben Affleck and Phantom.
Oh.
Who are you? I'm an answering machine.
I am an inanimate object that cannot respond to this line of questioning.
Why does everybody ask me questions? Seriously. So the kid runs, just takes off and runs back to the ritual people, the ladies. And he's like, come back! But then we get the whole big reveal that the child was not the sacrifice. That they brought Nic Cage here, set up this plan eons ago, just in case the honey went bad. And now they need a man to sacrifice that's directly related to them by blood in some way.
Yeah, and this is usually when the movie's over.
Yeah.
When they reveal, oh, well, there's no story left to tell.
Yeah.
But they went ahead and did that for another 15 or 20 minutes.
So, what if the honey had never gone bad? They set up this plan 10 years ago.
Well, it seems like they do this every year.
So, every year they go and just get knocked up by some guy in town.
Yeah. They go to find a townie and...
Why can't they just bang they're obviously banging their own guys.
Know. Well, they don't want to... I don't know.
Huh.
Why does anything happen?
Well, then they get him. He doesn't have any bullets. Willow has taken the bullets out of his gun.
See, that was dumb.
Hmm. Yeah?
It's just dumb.
Okay.
He looks and there's bullets in the gun at one point.
Yeah.
When does she take him out?
I don't know. Well, they pin him down.
This is murder! Murder! You'll all be guilty! And you're doing it for nothing! Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey!
And they break his legs.
Ah!
And,
Which I bet that was what got cut to maintain a PG-13 rating, was the knee breaks.
Yeah, maybe. Here we go.
The knees and the bees.
The bee's knees.
He gets his first leg busted, and he goes, "Ah, my legs!" Nope,
just the one.
Just
so
your
far.
one, and I'm pretty sure you don't go my legs.
Maybe that was the editor's problem. Maybe the editor screwed that up and put it in when he jumped the gun on it.
So then they set him up. Don't move me! And
what is it? What is that? What is it? What is that? What is it?
They give him a bee helmet.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
Not the bees! Not the bees!
Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, they're in my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
And then he starts gargling the bees.
They're stinging my insides.
And then they take the helmet off and give him his bee shot.
Uh-huh. This time we'll do it your way.
Yeah, well,
Thanks.
Yeah.
You gotta, I guess this is what you do before you burn somebody alive.
Give him the bees.
Give him the bee helmet.
This'll teach you bastard. So then they stick him in the Wicker Man, which is basically just Burning Man.
And what really doesn't make sense is that they didn't, there's no clearing of the brush. They are going to light their island on fucking fire.
Absolutely. That place is burning to the damn ground. They do this every year, you say?
I guess.
Where did they get all the wicker? So they stick him in there, start chanting, "The drone must die."
And this is another point. I zoned out when they put him in there. How the fuck did they get him all the way to the top of that thing?
He climbed up there.
So they put him in the bottom and
they put him in the, at the crotch. And he hiked his way up to the top.
No, he didn't.
You saw him. grabbing the
No, Justin.
rungs of the Wicker Man.
They tied his legs and then hauled his ass up through there.
And then why is he still... You see him climbing up the head.
He's trying...
I think he was just getting upright.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, either way, he's up at the damn top. And he gets cooked up real nice.
Yep.
That's the end of Cage.
Oh, and his daughter
Yeah, she's the one that
burns his ass.
fires the bullet.
Yep. Puts the torch up there.
Yeah. Well, then...
Let that be a lesson to absent fathers everywhere.
Yeah. Well, then, next is Franco and Ritter at the bar. And Lily and Willow picking them up takes way too fucking long.
Yep.
Because he just got out of the police academy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Lily's turn to get knocked up.
Well, I imagine that they all have to get knocked up quite frequently to do this.
Well, this year it's
Pull
Lily's
this little
turn.
charade.
And then it'll pay off in 10 years.
Yeah.
When they dupe Franco to come back to Summersisle. So dumb. Just the dumbest story ever. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, so here's my plot hole. So, you bring him to this island to sacrifice him. Mm-hmm. And you have to set up this elaborate charade to get him to show up. Once he's there, why don't you just hit him over the head with a hammer, march him out in the field, and burn his ass? Why even go through this whole thing? You got him. He's trapped.
So, instead of missing girl, you're like, you send him a letter saying, you knocked me up. This is your daughter. Come to see her. He gets out of the plane. They pick him off with a 22.
Right. Movie over.
Movie's over.
Shouldn't have done that, Nick. That would have made more sense. Huh. So, alright. Questions. What's with the plant names?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anybody? You got Sister Rose, Sister Beach, not Beach as in B-E-A-C.
But Beechwood.
Yeah, Beechwood. Sister Moss, Sister Willow.
Because they are one with the earth or some shit.
No, that's witches. These aren't witches. They're just paganistic ritual nutheads. Not jobs.
I don't even know what they are.
Yeah. I don't either. What's with the plant names? Couldn't figure that one out. And then, do you guys have any questions? Anybody?
No.
Okay. Is it possible to make a good movie that features bees?
Ouch.
You know what? Isn't The Exorcist 2 with bees and just terrible?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen Exorcist 2.
Bees. I have not seen a good movie where bees are the antagonist.
Yeah. There's that Seinfeld movie, Bee Movie.
That's a very happy movie, I think, though. That's not really about being attacked by bees.
Yeah, that's not a bee attack movie.
Bee attacks are no fun. They're tragic for everybody.
Well, I think the problem is that there's really no good way to shoot it. Like, these were CGI bees, and they looked terrible.
They looked like birdemic bees.
Yeah, they were bad. But if you were to use real bees, they would actually just fucking sting everybody. So it's just problematic.
Worst plot idea ever! I don't want to be in this film anymore. It hurts. So, recommendations.
This is a classic stinker right here.
It is. I give it a total 2 thumbs up on the stinker scale.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot be missed.
I was worried that watching 3-minute Wicker Man on YouTube was going to ruin it for me, and it did not.
No. Jackie?
There was still more crap that was ridiculous after the 3 minutes that I watched on YouTube.
What do you think there, kiddo?
I'd seen this movie before. I liked it better the second time.
Yeah.
It just kind of keeps getting better. Because you notice things like, bees don't have crops. Why are you setting your island on fire?
Why give him the bee helmet?
Why did you lock him in the dungeon?
What happened to your other bike? Why are you now stealing Sister Rose's bike?
Bikes are in short supply. So dumb.
Step away from the bike. What the fuck, man?
Give me that bike. All right, so get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Jamie. Lame.